I really hated it. I felt unsatisfied. This book, it became trash. Hello, YouTube. Hello, everybody. So, today I'm going to be doing a little book review. The book that I am going to be telling you guys all about has just been turned into a major motion production, and it is coming out in, I believe, either 3 or 4 days, August 15th. Depending on when this video comes out, if I even release it. The movie may already be out because I'm really lazy with editing, or it may be right before. But anyways, let's get on into it. My name's Christopher Lopez. Please like, subscribe to this video, and let's get started. So, the book Crazy Rich Asians by Kevin Kwan follows Rachel Chu and Nick Young, and then it also follows this girl named Astrid Leong, and then her husband, Michael Tao, but I don't think Astrid or Michael will be getting any actual screen time within the movie at the same capacity that they were within this book. So, that may not be as important, but she does still play an important role within the book. And since I have not seen the movie yet, I am going to be telling you all about what I thought about the book and all of that jazz. If I can find my notes, this notebook I use for everything. Okay, so the two main storylines are an affair and a love story, different couples. And so, with that being said, let's talk about the pros of this book, move away from the storyline and all of that. So, the first thing that I found really impactful about this book was, one, the representation of Chinese cultural traditions. I am mixed, so I am Chinese and Guatemalan, but my family tended to lean more towards the Chinese side because my mother had a greater influence on us when we were growing up. So it was really good for that representation, and it was good because it explained every cultural tradition that was there. And yeah, it's marketed as like a romantic comedy, but as a movie, but in the book, it's a lot more than that. It talks about the traditions, and then it also talks about the racism that Asian people face despite being rich or despite coming from any class that they are in. So the opening scene is this mother, and she is basically rich, and she is facing racism because she is Asian, and so she is refused a reservation that she booked in advance and told to go to a motel. So, she's crazy rich, so she goes and buys the hotel. But, normal people can't do that, so it does shed light on how, despite being rich and all of that, no one really sees that when they look at you. The first thing that they will see is that you are Asian. So, it also talked about how there's this unfair stereotype about being Oriental or foreign that most Asian people face. And so it also delves into the sexism that Asian women face within within other cultures looking in on them, because it sees them as like an object, it objectifies them, and then it also fetishizes them. That is seen through Astrid Leong. I really hope that is her last name. Yeah. So, it's seen through her, and then it talks about how she has been objectified throughout her entire life because she's Asian, and everyone's like, oh, she's new money, when in fact when in fact she's been rich for generations, and all of that. What else am I missing? So, this book. So, the book is ultimately kind of angsty, but it is also really funny. It talks about, funny stuff. I don't want to give it away in case they include it in the movie. But it also talks about the history of China. It talks about major events that are going around in the time period through flashbacks to other characters' histories, and then how it impacted their life. So that played in a major role within the ending of the book. So, with that being said, I'm going to talk about what I didn't like about the book. So, with this book, there are multiple perspectives. So, you'd finish one chapter and then you'd go to the other chapter, and the other chapter would be about an entirely different storyline, which I didn't really like because it always left you on cliffhangers, which might be good for a movie, but when you are reading, it is very annoying. So, yeah. And then, for me personally, the plot kind of seemed very long in the beginning because it was a very slow build to get to the final peak in Rachel and Nick's story. So I didn't really like that. Like, I wanted them to just be in Singapore and see all of this drama happen because I was ready for the tea. And so after all of that, I really didn't like the ending. The ending to me was trash. I really hated it. I felt unsatisfied. This book, it became trash as soon as I read the ending. Yeah, this book was trash. But despite the ending, I mean, I guess the book is okay. But, so I can see why they still did that though, because this book is a trilogy series, so there's another book, and it'll probably delve into what happened to Nick and Rachel at the ending. So, predictions for the movie. So I am predicting that there will be more beef between Eleanor and Rachel, most likely just because it'll have a more impactful and more funny impact within the movie. And based on the trailer, it seems like they're already arguing the first time she sets foot in Singapore, but in the book it's not like that. Mostly it's all of the other people, like all of these girls attacking Rachel, and yeah. So, also, I am predicting that there will be less light shed on the political side of this and more comedy thrown in, even though there's barely anything within the book. I think they're even going to cut that down within the movie. I'm hoping that they won't, because it really helps the Asian American community, because many don't see Asians as a minority anymore, which is honestly astounding. But with that being said, I think I'm probably gonna put more comedy rather than political stuff. This book was obviously not a book like The Hate You Give about African American racism. It was more romantic comedy with racism sprinkled in, but I think they're gonna cut that down within the movie, sadly. So, another difference is that I think that they will have the backgrounds of the characters be slightly different but stay true to the character, which I am fine with, but other people may not be, so I'm just going to warn you. Oh, the thing that I think they will change the most, though, is the ending, which I'm ultimately happy about, because I didn't like the ending in this book, despite it being a trilogy, but I didn't like the ending in the book, so I think they're probably going to change that, and they're probably going to have it be a more satisfactory ending for all the audience, so then, you know, it gets good ratings, everything's all happy. But that being said, I hope they still include the background about China's history, which is vital to the ending of this book. So, yeah, that is all I have for this. So if you enjoyed this book review, I probably won't be doing another one, but I think I'll probably extend this into a part 2 after I see the movie, and probably draw comparisons between the book and the movie. So if you guys liked this and you want to see that video, please subscribe, like. They said something about a notification bell, another video, notification bell, don't know where that is. And my Instagram will be linked down below. On my Instagram, I put updates about when I will be posting and when a new video is up. So please go check that out. All of that stuff, and